So we're here right now with Jim Nesi and Bubba 2. For those who are not familiar, Jim runs Cold-Blooded Creatures, and he used to do all the NARBCs, but you only are doing this one right now, right, Jim?
Right now, yeah, I'm just doing this. Just because we have been so busy with all the traveling, local traveling, you know, between schools and parties and all kinds of events. We're going into senior citizen homes, you name it, we're doing it.
Well, B2 is, or Bubba.
Or we call him Bubba the Legend Continues.
The Legend Continues. I always just refer to him as B2 because I remember B1.
Yeah.
He was a rescue animal from the Chicago Herp Society group.
The Chicago Herp Society brought in a group of gators, called it Gator Daycare. He was my class valedictorian.
Well, that's because he was the only boy in the bunch, right?
No, we actually there was 2 boys and 2 girls, and we're down now to just Bubba and 1 girl.
I knew one of the girls was a bit of a pistol, you could say.
Well, actually both the girls were pistols. We just decided to keep Cruella, who we still have, and back about 4 months ago, Cruella laid 41 eggs.
Oh, geez.
They were all infertile, but the problem is Cruella was in Mama Gator mode. So what that meant is she was very, very protective, and I had difficulties getting into the enclosure to get Bubba out. So I trained Cruella to go into a neutral corner where she would sit and wait for me to get Bubba out, and it worked out real well.
Oh, that's cool. Now, how did you I've known you for 15 years. How did you get started into working with the alligators? What started with Bubba?
Well, you know what, I think one of the inspirational people that I think of was Esther Lewis in the Herp Society, great lady. I was always interested in crocodilians. I kept my first crocodilians in 1958.
Oh my.
I kept my first crocodilians. So you weren't even thought about that.
No.
Your parents probably weren't even thought about.
No, my father was born, my parents were both born in 46 and 48, so they were thought about.
Okay. But anyway, it's always been an interest. You know, I always loved dinosaurs like so many of us. And without a doubt, this is a living dinosaur.
And what I'm going to do is you keep talking, I'm going to step away because I don't think people realize what Bubba is. So Bubba is going right about what now?
He's 8 feet and every bit of 200 pounds. He came in 5 years ago into the group. He was 32 inches long. And now, like I said, he's 8 feet. He fills up this 8-foot table, and he weighs every bit of 200.
And you primarily, you don't breed anything, you stick with the education aspect.
And
do a lot of family.
Education for me, it works for me, I enjoy it, and it gives me the opportunity to work with an animal that it is an honor for me to work with him every day.
Well, and Bubba's changed a lot of people when they look at alligators, they realize what training can do. Who else, do you still have your berms?
I have all my berms. I've brought in some other snakes. The Beldogos were very nice to give me 2. I got a super tiger retic and a tiger. The one female is 22 feet long.
Oh, geez.
The male's about 17 and a half feet, so they're part of our exhibits that we have at my home.
And your home is open for tours?
For tours, yeah.
And your website is coldbloodedcreatures.com.
Bingo.
And this is a very close-up. Now, I want everyone to look at his mouth. Bubba is not restrained, and Bubba is always a darling.
And he's fully loaded, as you can see.
Yes. There's a nice shot.
Yeah, fully loaded. And he winked at you, Cindy.
I know, he loves me.
He does.
And that's Bubba. Jim, thank you for your time, and I'm going to get this up on the site.
Thank you, Cindy.
You know Bubba's my favorite.
We appreciate it.